Welcome to the course on Amazon Web Services Cloud Practitioner Essentials Introduction to Amazon Web Services Security under the module Amazon Web Services Security Essentials. The objectives of this lesson are to learn about an overview of Amazon Web Services Security and Amazon Web Services Security benefits and its features. So let's get started. Cloud security at Amazon Web Services is the highest priority. As an Amazon Web Services customer, you will benefit from a data center and network architecture built to meet the requirements of the most security-sensitive organizations. An advantage of the Amazon Web Services Cloud is that it allows customers like you to scale and innovate products without worrying about maintaining a secure environment. You pay only for the services you use, meaning that you can have the security you need but without the upfront expenses and at a lower cost than in an on-premises environment. As a feature to Amazon Web Services security, it offers more controls and increased privacy, and all at a lower cost. You can keep your data safe with the Amazon Web Services. The Amazon Web Services infrastructure puts the strong safeguards in place to help protect customer privacy. All the data is stored in highly secure Amazon Web Services data centers. Talking about the Amazon Web Services security features and benefits in detail, it offers infrastructure security, DDoS mitigation, data encryption, inventory and configuration, monitoring and logging, identity and access control, and penetration testing. Let's talk about infrastructure security first. Amazon Web Services provides several security capabilities and services to increase privacy and control network access. These include with network firewalls built into Amazon VPC, the Web Application Firewall capabilities in Amazon Web Services WAF, also known as Web Application Firewall, lets you create private networks and control access to your instances and applications. You can do encryption in transit with TLS, Transport Layer Security, across all the services. You can use connectivity options that enable private or dedicated connections from your office or on-premises environment. Now let's talk about DDoS mitigation. Availability as a feature of Amazon Web Services is of paramount importance. You, as an Amazon Web Services customer, benefit from Amazon Web Services and technologies built from the ground up to provide resilience in the face of DDoS attacks. You can use combination of AWS services to implement a defense in-depth strategy and thwart DDoS attacks. Services designed with an automatic response to DDoS help minimize the time to mitigate and reduce impact. You can also learn about how to use Amazon Web Services technologies like autoscaling, Amazon CloudFront, and Amazon Route 53 to help to mitigate the distributed denial of service attacks. Now let's talk about the data encryption. Amazon Web Services offers you the ability to add an additional layer of security to your data at rest in the cloud, providing scalable and efficient encryption features. Now, this includes the data encryption capabilities that enable you to encrypt your organization and the user data, which are available in Amazon Web Services storage and database services such as EBS, S3, Glacier, Oracle RDS, SQL Server RDS, and Redshift. Flexible key management options, including AWS Key Management Service, allows you to choose whether to have AWS manage the encryption keys or enable you to keep control over your keys. Encrypted messages queues for the transmission of sensitive data using server-side encryption, also known as SSE, for Amazon Simple Queue service. You can also use dedicated hardware-based cryptographic key storage using AWS Cloud HSM, hardware security model, allowing you to satisfy compliance requirements. In addition, Amazon Web Services provide APIs for you to integrate encryption and data protection with any of the services you develop or deploy in an Amazon Web Services environment. Now let's talk about inventory and configuration. AWS offers a range of tools to allow you to move fast while still ensuring that your cloud resources comply with organizational standards and best practices. Now, this includes the AWS has security assessment services, Amazon Inspector that automatically assesses applications for vulnerabilities or deviations from the best practices, including impacted networks, OS, and storage. AWS also provides deployment tools to manage the creation and decommissioning of AWS resources according to organization standards. Inventory and configuration management tools, including Amazon Web Service Config, help you identify the AWS resources and then track and manage changes to those resources over time. You can use the AWS services as template definition and management tools, including Amazon Web Services CloudFormation, to create standard and pre-configured environments. Now let's talk about monitoring and logging. Amazon Web Services provides tools and features that enable you to see exactly what is happening in your Amazon Web Services environment. Deep visibility into API calls through Amazon Web Services CloudTrail, including who, what, and from where the calls were made. It has log aggregation options, streamlining investigations and compliance reporting. You can use alert notification services through Amazon CloudWatch when specific events occur or thresholds are exceeded. These tools and features give you the visibility you need to spot issues before they impact the business and allow you to improve security posture and reduce the risk profile of your environment. Amazon Web Services offer you capabilities to define, enforce, and manage user access policies across Amazon Web Services. These include IAM, which stands for Amazon Web Services Identity and Access Management, that lets you define individual user accounts with permissions across Amazon Web Services resources. You can use Amazon Web Services multi-factor authentication for privileged accounts, including options for hardware-based authenticators. Also, with Amazon Web Services Directory Service, you can integrate and federate with corporate directories to reduce administrative overhead and improve end-user experience. Amazon Web Services provide native identity and access management integration across many of its services, plus API integration with any of your own application or services. In the last, let's talk about penetration testing. Permission is required for all penetration tests. This is important. To request permission, you must be logged into the AWS portal using the root credentials associated with the instances you wish to test. Otherwise, the form will not pre-populate correctly. AWS security policy only permits testing of EC2 and RDS instances that you own. Tests against any other Amazon Web Services or Amazon Web Services owned resources are prohibited. Thank you.